walk in and it senses that you're there.
Oh,
These
yeah.
houses already
And
exist.
it turns on the
obviously, like,
weather,
the air
or not the weather, the air conditioner and
it'll,
stuff.
It'll warm the
It'll run your
floors
bath water.
That's gonna be voice activated because they ain't gonna know.
I know, that's
when
true.
you take a bath.
Yeah.
That'll be messed up if the house can smell you.
That's
be like,
creepy.
You need a bath, and it'll just straight up tell you through the speaker, you need a bath.
That'd be hilarious. Like,
stink.
you stink. You ain't coming into my house smelling.
Your house.
I know. Like, I thought I paid for it.
For you. You just the technology. I live here. So, I don't know. I can't imagine the way they digest things is the way there's no way they digest things the way because we had to wait for either the catalog to come in the mail to look for the Macy's
Christmas
or the
catalog,
new toys.
Yeah.
We was like,
And
what's the new toys coming out?
You circle.
You go to Toys R Us. Toys R Us was like the place to be.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody was there.
And then what was the CD store in the mall? You look up the music.
FYE
for your entertainment.
And then Blockbuster.
And then oh my gosh. How could I forget? Yeah.
And everybody on Friday night saw it was with their parents.
Everybody.
And you get pizza.
And you drop the
Pizza
tape
Hut
off
was
in the
always
little
next
drop-off
door.
thing.
Pizza Hut or Taco Bell was next to Blockbuster.
On our hands and knees, praying, or it also means that like we're at church, or it means very specific things.
Yeah.
And I think that's the mindset that literally imprisons us to compartmentalize God. It's like, because we're now saying God means this, and this.
Yeah.
And he can't mean everything.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, he can't mean when you're just sitting on your couch and you're watching TV and you can just have
moments with
moment with Lord.
Because if we think about it, he's our friend. So like he's supposed to be like your best friend. Like he's supposed to be the person you tell everything. You know how you tell your best friend everything about you or whatever, and what's going on in your life and stuff. And God wants to be that. He wants you to tell him everything about your life, even though he already knows it. He wants you to come to him and speak to him about it. I dealt with huge regrets about even going to college because of how much debt it left me in, and like, was it even worth it, and all of that. And I dealt with that for a long time, and I still have thoughts that come to my mind about that. But I can't live in that place. I can't entertain that, because that's not a thought that is even healthy for me to absorb and entertain. Like, thoughts are going to come, and we're going to have another episode strictly about your thought life, because it's so important to understand how your mind works, and how just because you change your mind as far as your opinion, your belief system, doesn't mean your past isn't going to try to resurface. Yeah. So that's pretty much where I'm at with regrets. Yeah, and it just kind of like, that procrastination, man, that can get the best of you.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't fall into it.
Don't go into that loop.
You're in a loop.
You're in the loop. Don't let that Netflix countdown fool you.
I know.
Because they give you a 15-second countdown and it cut off at 13 seconds.
I don't think it's 15 seconds.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It go
quick.
by like, it'd be like 15,
like, you
14,
about to get
2,
off the
1.
couch.
You'll be like, wait, what? I just saw 14.
You be about to get off the couch, and then it's like,
you get off the couch and think you got a chance to hit the bathroom, but nope.
No good comes from being offended. No. Like, at the end of the day, yes, there are times where, when something immediately happens, you might get offended and stuff like that. But I would say, speak to whoever offended you and say, well, why did you, when you're ready, and say, well, why did you say that way? Or, hey, when you said this, what did you mean? Sometimes if we ask people what they mean, you'd be surprised how different their thought process was versus your thought process. Right.
Believing is definitely more of a position of your heart, because believing in something is this kind of like, it's the next step after agreeing with whatever the subject of whatever you're trying to believe in. So that's essentially why they're different, is because the one is like kind of like the next step.
When you just agree, you can say, okay, yeah, God is the God of the world and the universe or whatever, but not actually have it in your heart. But believing is when you have it in your heart and you're like, okay, I really do believe him, and I have it in my heart to want to be more like him, and you start wanting to have those same characteristics of him. And
convince yourself something is legit just because, you know what I mean?
That's why, you know, you have
you
to
start using they, and you start telling yourself, like, you say they to somebody, but you saying it more to yourself, and then you just self-validating your own nonsense.
And then that's why Mythbusters has come to pass, because there's so many they say that people are like, no, it's not. It's not it. So
to all the they sayers out there, to be fair to y'all, to us, to the community of they sayers, it's made in good intention. It's always made in good intention. The information, because it's one of those, you could have swore you heard something, saw something, so you're gonna just throw out the they, because it's like a wild card in Uno or in phase 10 or something. It's like a wild card. You can just throw it out there, and automatically no one questions it, because the they is always Google. You just gotta I mean, you present the information with some sort of confidence, and then, you know, and it's kind of a mixed bag of this, like, you know, pushing out this fake confidence, and then also just like thinking like to yourself, man, there was something about that, but I need to say what I need to say now. Like and so I can't wait till I get the actual information. I gotta say what I need to say now,
because I feel like it's right. And unconditional love, it helps you operate with success in whatever relationship that you're trying to have with a person. You know, you're going to always be successful when you're operating not by condition, because now, like we were saying before, you're not always saying, oh, well, I'm not going to do this because, or I'm going to do this, but I hope they would do this in place of me doing, you know, something and stuff like that. And so now you're just operating in, oh, I want to do this because I want to help you.
People, most of the time, and I mean like most of the time, most of us are good. You know, regardless of how stank somebody is down the street, that person, that neighbor, or that person at your job, no matter how stank they are, God still created them. God still created them in His image. So regardless of the situation, God's DNA, whether people realize it or not, God's DNA is in all of us.
They related to Him.
Yeah, they really are. It's like no matter how different or nasty or our children may act out, you know, that is not like us, they're still our children. You know, so regardless, you should definitely be focused on not the fact of what they did to you, but who they can be. And obviously, like, but that's where the honesty part comes into play, as far as being honest with yourself about where you're at. Because some of the best decisions in life I know I made was I was honest with myself about where I was at and whether or not I could, I want to deal with something, I could handle something.
So
I think it's the beginning. The beginning of the toddler stage is the beginning of like the fun stage for kids. Because like in the beginning, it's more about just keeping them alive. You gotta keep them. You just gotta not let them die. But then it's you're actually like, okay, they have enough independence to like be little human beings that still obviously need guidance, but they're like, at that point it's
so it starts out nice and just so cute. Everything's just so cute. And then like
it's like a Pampers commercial.
It's
like a Huggies commercial.
And you're just like, okay, now they're eating this and now they're eating
we love
that.
Huggies, y'all.
Oh yeah, Huggies are our favorite.
Huggies, if you're out there,
they don't leak, they don't do nothing, like and they got boxes that got coloring on them, so you can break open the box and it's a coloring book.
I mean, Huggies didn't sponsor this video, but Huggies, if y'all out there, let's talk.
We still using y'all for pull-up.
Let's chat a little bit.
It is.